double check my audio and all my oh, neat.
Let me go post.
Da-da-da. Da-da-dum-da-dum-dum-da-dum. Oh, God, every time I pop over onto Twitch's thing, I'm just like, I hate you. So bad. So bad. Okay. Alright. There's the socials. I already need to update that so that the socials is actually there, but oh well. One day, things for me to update. I have a couple of things I need to update actually, but oh well. Hey, we'll get there. Intro. Here we are. Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a pocket, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. Today, I am your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and we shall be continuing the tale of Tyrant's Wrath. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. And as always, we are here with Ania, or Storyestry, I'll do a shout out for her, Cyril, Gelmar, Dakota, Rue, and Sapphire. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Greetings.
Howdy, partner.
Howdy there, yo. Why is my shit? There we go. Okay. So last we left off, we had dream sequences. I essentially leveled you guys up quite a bit. I know it's kind of a weird thing for folks to get multiple levels in one between one session, but I decided to be a little bit fancy and play with it, and so you all got 3 levels. So you guys went from level 3 to level 6. And then you guys had a couple of dream sequences. Now, I'm mostly going to use Ania's notes as reminders of what actually happened during those dream sequences, because my brain doesn't work very well.
That won't work. I didn't take many notes for the others because Ania wouldn't know those.
Oh, that's fair. Alright, I will use my pure memory for this. It's fine. I have notes somewhere, probably. Actually, I do have notes. What am I talking about? I'm dumb. I have an entire segment of my stuffs listed simply for the dreams. God, guys, why do you like me? Bad at this. So we started off with Sapphire's. Fuck you, Notion. I don't care. Do it later. Wants me to update. Like, no.
Did you turn the computer on before we started this or something?
You know, I turn it on. I turned on about 20 minutes before we started, so it's fine. Anyways, I was helping Colty with her computer stuff, so it's fine. No, it just wanted me to update Notion, so I'm like, no, not right now. But anyway, so we started off with Sapphire last game. And she woke up inside of a... Let me pull out the map again so I can refresh my memories. She woke up inside of a weird temple area with a lot of moon imagery, as well as a lot of different statues that she vaguely recognized the appearance of some of them. As she was interacting with the area, she also learned that she was inside of the Feywild, or at least she was being projected into the Feywild area. And from the altar, I suppose it would be considered, from the altar inside the middle of the room, there came a creature. This creature was wearing a full-length sundress that had imagery of the moon's different what's the word? Phases. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't remember that shit.
You got
the moon's different phases all across the sundress, and she told her that she was in fact the moon. As to what that exactly means, who knows? But she talked with her and told her that the reason that she was unable to remember what happened when she was previously inside of the Feywild is because they removed her memories to make her an impartial... oh, thank you so much. Hi, Chissian. Welcome. Yeah, add 9 books to your shelf. She couldn't remember what it was because they need her to be an impartial combatant. She had to choose... nightstand. They had to choose which side was correct. And they didn't want her to have a bias on if it was the Feywild or whoever was attacking the Feywild. They wanted to ensure that whoever she chose was who she believed to be truly right. And for that to happen, she would need to go back, spend time with the material world, or I believe there's another name for it, but I think it's material. The material plane. And kind of experience life down there as well, and figure out where she needs to be and who she needs to be. And then she was sent back with a wonderful hug, as that hug helped her process some of her latent potential, essentially. In mechanical terms, leveled her up several times. And then we moved on to Dakota's dream, which was fabulous. Dakota's dream was a dark black land where he was standing on top of a river that was more like inky tar. Or I should say ocean that was more like inky tar. And as he was standing here trying to see the world around him, see the area around him, all he could really tell was that he wasn't where he remembers being. And suddenly, in a flash of white light, there appeared a humanoid clad in silver armor with a long sword, and darkness seemed to rip off the body like a mist. They took off their helmet, which again just flowed out darkness, so the only thing that Dakota could see was pure white eyes that stared at him with absolute disdain. And then he told Dakota that Dakota had a new job to do. This was most likely Dakota's patron, at least the way that Dakota was interacting with them. Dakota needed to handle it. And at his current power level, he would just die. So he might as well give him more power, so he did. Specifically, a job he was given was to go to the Elysian Glade, where there is an elder tree, one of the largest and most ancient in the entire forest. Below that tree, there is a power rising. Some kind of creature from the Shadow Realm, assumedly where they were while in this discussion, sought entrance into the material plane, and the Yuan-Ti are helping them. He just said that he was disgusted by this attempt, and threw Dakota at it, more or less. And then Dakota woke up. And then finally, we were on Ania's dream. And for Ania's dream, she woke up and was essentially the astral plane. This is a massive sea of almost nothingness, with a purple haze filling the area as far as you could feasibly see. Inside the distance was an unfathomably large tree with an untold number of branches. This is most likely, based on her knowledge of different books and stories and folklore, how the fuck do you say it? Yggdrasil?
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil. Thank you. Yggdrasil. Something Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil.
The world tree.
The world tree, yeah. Is more or less the ultimate source of all creation, more or less. And all connecting to it are the various different planes of existence. Infinite amounts of different places, different worlds, different creatures and beings. And around her were several star formations. The dragon, the archer, the phoenix, many, many more, all different types of constellations flowing through the air and the world, changing shape, changing form as the world around her just kind of morphed and spoke to her. Eventually, the dragon moved to meet her, and he communed with her. He spoke to her about kind of what the world is going on around her, that she is in a plane of existence that she shouldn't really be in. He didn't understand why, and the reason that he was communicating with her is because she sought curiosity. More or less, she sought questions to answer her questions, rather than most druids who seek answers to finalize their questions. sequences. Very slight difference, but very distinct difference between the two, apparently. And he also specified that he said specifically actually you did write down what he specifically said, huh? Your power is strong, but very young, untapped. You are curious, you don't seek an answer, you seek a question. You don't seek the finalization, you seek the journey. Yeah. And so on. And he also said the sea of snakes lie upon the bed of magic, untwisted, unformed, unbound by the laws of the planes. So many evils rise upon the horizon. Help is given to these creatures by an unlikely source, and the future is in peril. He then continued with, 7 were freed from their confines, spread upon the plain to grow the power of the one who waits, the one who weaves, twists, and turns the planes themselves. The power separating and clawing upon the world, living in the sea, power is rising, and we do not know how much time is left. They are cosmic beings, the ones who've been here for long before and will be here for long after, and this is their plane, their universe, their connection to every single world, to the very fabric that encompasses all, encompasses none at the same time. And that universe, that plane, that existence that they are within is being threatened somehow. And he specifically says, do not encounter the one who waits before you are ready, but instead the 7 that were freed, for they are waiting. And with her magic eyes, I believe a nat 20, if I recall correctly.
No.
Almost a nat 20, I think.
During the dream sequence?
Yeah, you got a really high number, didn't you?
No, I got a really low number and my eyes
right, yeah, was that the 9?
Sockets. I think it was a 7 or something. Maybe a 9.
Oh yeah, it's a +7. That was it. Yeah. So you almost nat 1. That was it. So you had seen something past the dragon, something that encompasses possibly what he mentioned was the one who waits. And from the best of your knowledge, before your brain basically just kind of crapped itself, it was a massive titanic dragon of sorts. Whether or not it's because you're looking at a dragon constellation when you looked at it, and that's what your brain shaped it to, whether or not it was an actual cosmic dragon, you don't know. You looked at it for maybe half a second before your brain just kind of fried for a second.
Its color was pain.
Its color was pain. Pretty much. And then you guys woke up. Each of you guys woke up in separate ways, and then each of you guys have been waking up during these time periods, between shifts or stuff like that. And for the most part, during the night, either you're passing time walking around the perimeter, watching the areas, I assume, or you guys are, I assume, Ania, once you wake up, you're like crafting some scrolls and stuff like that. Or not
no,
crafting,
Ania woke up, laid back down, and stared at the ceiling for a while.
Fair enough.
And Nia's like, I don't think anyone's going to sneak up. I'm currently tripping out.
She's seeing the ceiling. She's like, this is what being on acid's like.
She's just
Quick
like...
question.
Before we continue into the rest of the dream sequences, did Rue or Cyril notice any of the 3 of them sort of like fitfully sleeping?
Wigging out?
Yeah, very obviously having a bad dream or something. Like especially Ania.
Let's see.
I'm laughing that it's not especially Dakota, because Dakota was so like blasé about it, like, here again.
Here again. Well, shit.
Listen some more.
I would say, let's see. Rue and Cyril took nearly the last shifts. So you probably, What were two of you doing on your shift? Was it just walking
Well,
around
we took the
investigating?
first watch.
Yeah, they were awake.
Oh yeah, sorry, you guys took the last sleep is what I meant. But during your shift, the very first shift, probably while everyone would be sleeping or trying to get to sleep or whatever have you, I assume you would have probably gone to sleep a little bit like very quick, like very soon after Nia went to sleep. So you probably didn't see her during her whole REM sequence. But for the rest of them, Sapphire and Dakota specifically, what were you doing during your shift? Were you investigating? Were you interacting with the area around you? Were you just watching the heavy rainfall? What were two of you doing?
Dakota Cyril and Rue. Oh.
Yeah, because you two would be sleeping.
Right, yeah.
I mean, for Cyril, he would have been keeping watch, so it would have.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, he doesn't have dark vision, so he would have actually had his back to the open area, watching the others, making sure nothing went after them.
Okay.
That makes sense for me. That will work for Rue, since she can see in the dark, and then she's looking out, and well, she's not so charismatically inclined to understanding what people are doing and how they're feeling in their sleep. She'd probably, if someone was like waking out, she'd probably be like, "Oh, they're having a dream." Okay.
Yeah,
Fair.
I don't think Ania would be wigging out too much. She does sleep sitting up, so she does like the elf trance posture where she like leans on a wall. So I think Dakota sort of does that as well.
Yeah.
Sitting down buddies.
So her first sight after her eyes were nearly burned out of their sockets was to look directly at Cyril, huh?
I think Dakota was awake when Ania woke up.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I can totally see in my head the two of you always sleep parallel to one another.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah.
You don't even do it on purpose. You guys just kind of go sit down, you close your eyes, and every time you open up, you're just staring at each other. Always on opposite ends.
Yeah. I don't know, it probably comes from, like, suspicion, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because full elf. Technically speaking. Not quite high elf, but full elf. Same genetics, I suppose.
High
but
elf's
yeah.
in my blood.
So I would say probably while you guys were sleeping, and Cyril, you're sitting next to Rue. Rue's looking out into the darkness. You're looking back at the campfire at the rest of the group, just kind of keeping everything around you in mind. You would probably have seen like Ania twitch every now and again, especially since she would have gone to sleep, and then a little bit after you would have gone to sleep. So you would have probably seen her twitch a little bit. Dakota, you probably would, like, I would imagine Dakota that you whenever you wake up, it's like with like a startled like movement, and then you just kind of lean back again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so you would have seen that happen at least twice.
Yeah. So, like, I could see Dakota kind of, like, wakes up, startling, looks around to see if anyone saw, tips hat overhead, tries to look nonchalant, maybe crosses his arms under his poncho. Nothing happened.
So you definitely would have seen that quite a few times. And then Sapphire, you got a really nice hug. So I imagine that, honestly, you woke up like very nicely.
Dream out of everybody so far.
So far, yeah. A very confusing dream for sure. But I imagine it was a very peaceful awakening, essentially. You probably would have gotten Dakota and Nia to take their shifts or whatever was the order I said. We're just don't pretend we're saying the right order here. And when you and Rue head back to your bed or lay down or whatever have you, where everyone else is either taking their shifts or trying to make food or whatever have you for the long night that passes. The rain has still not gotten any lighter, by the way, by the time that you and Rue go to bed. If anything, it's just pounding away at the sky. So I imagine, Rue, you probably go sleep relatively easily because farmhand, you're used to nights like this. Cyril, would you go to sleep easily?
I think after the amount of time he's been around, I think he's used to it.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. So yeah, you two
Not
have
just being a
gone.
farmhand. There's no thoughts. No thoughts, Evan.
That's true. You have nothing to keep you awake. You just lay down. And you're like, close eyes. I'm asleep now. God,
No
I wish.
worries.
Dakota stares at you enviously from the corner.
D&D, where you can live out
It-
your dreams.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so the two of you do fall asleep. I believe I have Cyril up next. So we will do that. Let's move over to his dream. There we go. Ignore the person. There's no way I could remove them, so it's fine.
Ignore the blatant Bloodborne
Oh,
reference.
the lovely person.
Yeah.
I love her.
Don't worry about the lovely person. It's fine. But yeah, just blatantly using Bloodborne here is an inspiration, but it's not on stream, so it's fine.
Yay! Lovely person.
Lovely person. So Cyril, you head to bed. You lay down. Do you lay down your full armor, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I don't, by the way, for anyone who's curious, raw rules, which I don't use, is that if you lay down in full armor, you do take exhaustion points. I hate that shit. I played a paladin for years. I hate that shit. No. If you're used to sleeping in full armor, you're not going to get exhausted from it. It sucks, but you're not going to get exhausted from it. But yeah, so...
Oh, very much blessed.
And so I'm gonna try to run over the heal tool. Oh, fair. But yeah, so you head to bed. It's not the easiest sleep in the world. You have people around you. It's not something you're super used to, but the rain slowly lulls you to sleep, and you swear a minute after you sleep, like a minute after you close your eyes, you open up again and you're in another area. You've been here once, only once in the entire time that you've been alive. You've seen this area once in a dream, and you weren't able to move around. You weren't able to interact with it. You woke up in the dream. You saw this area, and then the moon turned blood red, and you woke up. That was the last time you saw this area. But you wake up, and you open up your eyes, and unlike the previous dream, you feel like yourself. And, but you look around, there's a small staircase that leads up into a church-like building. Around you, nothing.
I feel like myself, or...
Still your monstrous form.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have that wonderful pool feeling anymore. You can feel your antlers just like sitting on your head, just kind of bearing the weight. You can feel your elongated hands slowly clenching, and it feels just as weird as it has for so many years now. And but you open up your eyes, look around the area. There's the staircase leads into church. Everything around you is greenery, and after probably about 15-20 feet behind you, it's just a wall. Just a wall of hedge.
Why am I here again?
You get no
Do
response.
I have my weapon?
You do not.
There's only one way forward, right?
Pretty much, yep.
Yeah. Actually, how far away from me is the hedge when I turn around?
About 15-20 feet.
Okay.
It just looks like a solid green to you.
Okay. I'm gonna walk forward then.
Okay. You start walking forward. There's the staircase in front of you. To the left looks like a gravestone of sorts. No individual markers on it. Although you do have like a sinking feeling in your gut when you walk close-ish to the gravestone.
You said that it's blank?
Yeah, there's nothing on it.
I'm going to think through what I have available to me. Okay, a lot of...
You do see the moon above you. Is normal colored, not red. The area, by the way, is quite bright. Way brighter than moonlight should be casting.
The area ahead?
The area all around you. As far as you can see, it looks almost like you're in full daylight.
I'm going to reach out to the gravestone.
Okay. You reach out. It's quite a bit below you. Are you gonna like go down to one knee and touch it, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So you kneel down and you place one hand on the tombstone. That sinking feeling in your gut drops like a rock. Your entire body has like a shiver run over it. And in your mind, the only thing that runs through your head is a very single statement. This is where I will be buried.
One day. And I turn back to the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
But not today.
Okay.
And I just ascend the stairs, I guess.
Cool. So you head up the stairs and you get kind of to the main doors. The main doors building are wide open, so you walk inside. And inside, you see this old man, the same old man from so long ago when you made your first oath, sitting in a rocking chair, kind of rocking back and forth. He has a massive scythe just kind of next to him that he's just kind of gently holding as it's resting on his shoulder, and his eyes are closed.
I give an exaggerated bow with one hand over where I carved the oath into my chest, and the other hand wide out.
Okay. Without kind of like opening his eyes, he simply, like his head slightly tilts towards you, and with a gravelly overtone to his voice, he simply says, "Welcome once again."
Good evening, my lord.
Has your hunt been good?
Unfortunately, as I am now, I know I am not prepared to hunt my true prey.
Your prey is strong. Still strong.
I have been practicing, I suppose you could say, on smaller vermin.
He kind of moves his scythe off his shoulder and he kind of points it in front of him, and you see a particularly large rocking chair in front of him. This thing is huge, but you also know it's your size. Sit, boy.
I definitely go sit in the rocking chair.
Okay. You're kind of you're like diagonal, both you're diagonal looking at the fireplace that's inside of this church. It's a weird pseudo, like the outside looks like a church, the inside looks like a very cozy home, essentially. There's a lot of books all around you. There's a railing that's just kind of in the building for some reason. You're not really sure why it's there. It seems extremely out of place, but it seems to separate a lot of the house into two segments. But there's the large fireplace, which is just cackling slowly with fire logs burning and such, and then the two chairs that are facing it. And as you sit down, he just kind of slowly rocks as he puts his scythe back to his shoulder. So, your beast flees, wandering, walking across the earth. You lick your wounds like a kitty that has been slashed. Your wounds cure, your flesh stitches, your mind sharpens. But the beast still walks. What is your goal?
My goal is to bring it to ground.
I see.
But as any good hunter knows, you don't go hunting lions with sticks.
But good hunters also know that sticks are the only available tool. You plunge it into their eyes.
You have me there.
The darkness grows, young one. It grows infinitely larger. Time is changing. Do you know where your hunt begins?
I only know where it ends.
Then you are a poor hunter indeed. He slams down his scythe into the ground. And it's a very long scythe too. It seems extremely impractical for an actual weapon, but he swings it like it's an actual toy as he digs into the ground between the two of you. A hunter finds their mark, and every hunter knows that the end is with you or them dead. He slowly opens his eyes. So you don't look for the ending. You look for where they are. And where they were. So tell me, child, where were they?
Deep in that dark forest.
Good. Now your strength is stronger than you were before. But you are still a child, even after so many years. He slowly stands up, and you can hear the crack and creak of every bone in its body as he stands upwards. And he's old. He looks like he's probably 80 or 90 in human years. And his face shows his age very heavily, and he's slightly hunched as he stands up. And he's moving very slowly as he pulls out the scythe with remarkable amount of strength, and he puts it onto his back. Stand, boy.
Of course.
As you stand up, you are many feet taller than him. But he doesn't seem to care. When he looks up at you, you still feel like he's looking down at you.
Yeah.
He is... His very presence makes him feel bigger than you. Not in a condescending way, though. More of a... you are my mentor kind of a looking down at you kind of way. Like your skill levels are simply vastly different. But he looks at you and he just kind of, hi Miss Mac, hi King. But he just kind of looks at you. And he like folds his arms in front of him. He goes, your hunt is something that even I would have difficulty with in my age. So your strength must come from practice. I have just the thing for you. He reaches over and he pulls out a, probably a small little scroll, very short, and he hands it to you.
What is this?
How would you call it in your world? Call it a bounty, child. There are 7 beings which have been released upon your world. 7 hunts for you to do. 7 practice targets for you to interact with. This is one of them. It is, well, the difficulty of each depends on you. This one you will find on a boat. He the scroll kind of opens in your hands, and you can see it's a fairly large boat made entirely of steel, which you're not used to. Most boats that you've seen are made of boats, are made of wood. This one is completely made of steel. You've never heard of it. You've never seen it. You would for sure remember a steel boat, or at least a metal boat, you would say. I don't think you would know steel in this world. The floor here is made of floor. Pretty much. But what it says on there is, it just is a boat. It's a weird, very crude drawing of it, but you can definitely see where like metal would go into it, like rivets, like on clothes and stuff like that. And then under that, it has port ship on it. And you know of a couple places where that would be. Let me pull out the world map real quick. You've been around for a long time, so you'd know a couple of places that for sure have ports. The reason for this is that going across land is usually faster but more dangerous because of bandits and other natural disasters, anything like that. About a mile offshore, roughly speaking, probably more like 2-3 miles or so, but a pretty good distance offshore, are the continental rifts that surround the entire continent. So most people who do boat travel either go for like Harmonious Haven, going between the areas for intercontinental travel with supplies and stuff like that, or they go around the continent in order to get to different port areas to deliver different foods, necessities, people, or other stuff like that, while keeping away from the rifts. They're usually longer to do because you have to go around the area and stuff through, but it's significantly safer because no one wants to be on the waters. There's a lot of dangers that people have said are surrounding the continent in terms of like sea monsters and stuff like that. So very few people tend to stay in the waters or even pirate in the waters. It's not very profitable for their lives. So you do know of a couple, and one of them is in Elysian Glade. It's actually this town of Silver Lake is a direct port town. There's also Riverside Haven. It tends to go to Ironspire Peaks a lot, moving around this little lake up here. And then there's also one, there's also a second one in Elysian Glade, near the bottom right, near where the ancient grove is. But no one really uses that location because no one really likes it all that much. It's in the center of the Elysian Glade, so it's not very that profitable. There's also one in the Zahagan marshlands, but it's also not used very often because, I mean, obviously it's goblins. So for the most part, like the Viridian Fields has a few of them, Elysian Glade has a few of them. And there is a secret channel inside of Riverside Haven that leads kind of from this water area over to this lake connecting to the ocean. Not many people use it though because it dries up every summer. Every winter winter it fills up a little bit, enough to get a boat across, and usually it cuts off the marshlands a little bit. So those are the places are port areas. They're very few, very far between, and the boats tend to travel all around the continent. But that is where you'd probably find a port area. And those are the ones that pop into mind when you are looking at this piece of paper with port ship. But you've never thought of one made of metal before.
This is... What is this?
It is...
I know it is a ship, but...
Yes. What are you saying?
But what am I looking?
It is a creature, I suppose you can say. There's not a whole lot of information on there, unfortunately. At least, not that you can gain here. I simply pass out the information for the hunters to gather, and the hunters have not gathered much for me to deliver upon you. This is one of the creatures. The hunt will be on, and be wary. The only information we have on this seafaring creature is that it specializes in sleep.
And I'll find it on this ship.
Indeed. More accurately, you'll find it in the ship. Don't think of it as a physical creature, one that you can claw and slash your way through. Think of it as one you have to withstand. The creature that you are going to be hunting in the future. Well, you saw what it did to your companions. The mind needs to be trained just as much as the body. And your mind is lacking.
I see. I'll find this creature.
Hi, Astral. Welcome. Good. He slowly sits back down. Oh, thank you for the care package. Ow. Oh, my spine. He slowly sits back down with those exact same sounds, I might add. And he sits down.
This is the DM self-insert.
Yes. Oh, I'm so old. Fucking scythe as a cane. But he sits back down and he kind of puts his scythe next to his side again as it leans against him. Good. Then on your way, boy. The dream of the hunters is simply a benchmarker. Rest if you need to. Your hunt shall continue. Be wary, though, boy. There are many enemies that are rising, and beasts that need to be hunted, for they are on this plane, and they shouldn't be.
Call on me as you will.
Indeed. When I have more information, you will be the first, but not the last to know. Hunt swift.
May my long legs carry me there.
I'm assuming you walk out the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. As you do so, you kind of step outside and your vision starts to fade, and then boosh, you wake up. I assume you don't wake up like in a panic or anything. You just kind of open up your eyes and slowly so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that piece of paper in my hand?
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Cyril wakes up and is like, we have to hunt a boat.
We have to find a boat, guys.
1 second. I gotta BRB.
Okay, I gotta go to the bathroom before I can drink more water, so I will also be right back. Entertain my crowd, folks.
We shall. Cyril just wakes up. We have to hunt a boat. And this is like, we can go fishing on the boat. Cyril's excited. Gets to teach fishing to everyone.
Definitely just ties a string with a hook to his spear and uses that as the rod.
Excellent.
Are you gonna fish from the boat or fish the boat itself?
She stands asking when Sin's birthday is now that Sin's gone.
That's a deep question.
Oof. Think?
Well, that is a deep question, isn't it?
What, the birthday?
The joke about fishing or fishing on the boat or fishing for the boat.
For the boat. Nah, I don't know. Sorry, TCN.
In character, it's a little. I think it's going to be a little bit of both. He's definitely just like staring at this sheet of paper, hoping the. Like, you ever just look at something that definitely doesn't have enough information, and you just keep staring at it, like you're hoping that more information is going to suddenly appear?
You mean when you opened the fridge hoping it has new food than when you looked at it 5 minutes ago?
Same thing.
Ania has not gone to bed. She's just staring at the ceiling for hours.
Cyril wakes up.
I'm pretty sure your eyes are still usually assumed to be closed when you're trancing. You're just awake, I'm pretty sure.
Ania's eyes are closed when she's in transpose.
Yep.
And she usually doesn't lay down. She's full on laying down, just staring at the ceiling.
Dear God, how long could these mortals sleep? How long do these mortals sleep? Feels like it's longer tonight.
Time passes in the slowest possible method. Also, hi, I'm back.
I'm Brad.
Hi.
When's
Cyril
my
wakes
birthday?
Huh? Just like July something.
You should know this of all folks.
July.
You got this.
16th? 26th?
God.
First, second, third, fifth.
Cyril, you must know it. It passed recently.
No, it didn't.
July did pass a couple months ago.
Are you talking about your B-Day?
Yeah, my birthday.
Fuck. I'm embarrassed to say I actually don't remember.
Jesus Christ, guys.
I don't even remember like people close like super.
We already said happy birthday to you, bro.
What more do you want from us?
Remember.
It's the 24th.
What more do you want from us?
24th.
Yeah, it's the 24th July.
I was close.
That wasn't
Look at
recent.
him. No, it was not. Yeah.
It's September.
Yes,
it's almost. I mean,
that was like that was a month and a week ago, or a month and 2 weeks ago.
About?
No, it was a month and a week ago. That's recent.
That's not.
Bro.
Well,
I mean, Colty's and Nia's was super recent. Nia's was this week, but.
A birthday.
My guy.
Yeah, I'm imagining Cyril wakes up and like sees like Dakota stares at him cleaning his gun. Y'all are weird tonight.
Yeah. Dakota pretends that Dakota didn't have any weird dreams. Everyone else starts stream sharing. Dakota's like, I didn't have anything. You guys are weird.
I'm like,
Fucking weird shit nowadays. Fucking using the magic gun that no one else knows how functions.
I mean, I bet the Dwarven Artificers probably have an idea. Kind of, not really, but they definitely think they know how it works.
Mhm. All right.
It's definitely the pot calling the kettle black. Dakota says it's a Cyril, though.
You're so weird. Look at my magic bullets. But yeah, so you wake up and you're just kind of looking at the parchment in your hands while Dakota is cleaning and maintaining his gun. Nia is staring at the ceiling, possibly tripping on whatever mushroom she may have picked. Uh, and then we're gonna move into Rue's dream. Do do do.
Huh?
Boop. Just noise. Oh, hold on, just a moment. I'll double check something.
Rue is from New York?
Oh.
New York. Sorry.
I'm from New York.
This is where dreams are made.
I do not want to move back into New York.
Oh,
Is this the
didn't a lot
only
of
picture
people
of
like
fog
living in
you
New York?
had?
I used to live in New York. I moved to Texas. I do not want to move back. It's so loud. It's
Wow.
so noisy.
That's
You
a
can't
big
even hear
move.
You can't even hear the Ninja Turtles there.
Mhm.
Sorry about that. I had to double check
What about
something.
the friendly
Rue-
rat?
Rue back in the
Oh,
farm.
fuck the
Everywhere in
rats.
Oh,
Wait.
Fuck the rat. I will shoot the next rat I see.
Oh,
rats have something to say about that.
Okay.
God.
Sorry, I
Rats.
heard that
The
wrong.
rats. We the rats.
Right.
Oh, jeez.
What was that? I was crazy once. No, wait.
No.
They locked me in a room.
Having gone
Room with rats.
from a big town city in Portland to where we are now, small town, it's so much nicer in a goddamn small town. I love the
Mhm.
quiet.
Mhm.
I love not
I can
hearing a
understand
fucking
that.
interstate train every fucking 2 minutes. God, I hate that thing.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
So bad. You were in our apartment once, Rue, and you heard the damn thing all night.
Yeah.
Thing sucked.
That's the ringing bell for Rue came from.
Nah, I wasn't as traumatized. It would have been from him.
Stays forever. But yeah, so in your dream, and this is the best picture I could find to represent it, but it's very bad representation, but it's fine. So you go to bed, and honestly, you have the easiest time falling asleep out of anyone on this planet. Just lay down, pass out, and then you actually take a bit to wake up. Your brain doesn't really process waking up quite as well inside this weird dream space because how the brain works and stuff. But you slowly wake up and you slowly look around, and it's mist. It's a lot of mist. It is a very dense and thick mist all around you. Everywhere you can see, as far as the eye can see, you can barely. It's like you could cut it with like a soup. You scoop out with a soup spoon. You know the words I'm trying to say. Through
You
the
run
mist.
up through it and come away with a drink.
Through the mist, you can see the very vague outlines of a city, or at least a town of sorts. Probably the biggest one that you've ever seen in your life. And it's glowing almost all around you. And it feels very peaceful, very at rest here. As you look around and you're trying to kind of get your bearings, it almost feels like you're on a street where you can kind of see the ground underneath you made of cobble, and looking around you, the buildings almost seem small, almost to you. It's a very, very odd feeling. You're trying to process it, and it just doesn't really process very well for you. Do you look around? What do you do?
She's gonna start moseying down the road. Just kind of walking and swaying, looking around, and going, "Hello, hello."
You walk your way down, and the buildings seem to pass almost like weirdly quickly. as you're walking down this weird cobble. And after probably a couple of minutes of just kind of walking and looking and not seeing any people or anything other than the vague building shapes, after a moment, you feel something moving through the mist, and in front of you is a gigantic hand, just laying down on the road, a gigantic hand.
Oh goodness. That's from a very big person. Hmm.
It's just
Can
laying in the
I
road, open palm.
um do I feel like my friend or anything, or can it be like what they would want me to do?
You have a weird feeling, like trying to find your friend like you normally do. You kind of almost always feel them kind of like sitting on your back or such. It's kind of like a weird, like almost like your friend is like almost always hugging you from the back. It's kind of like a weird enveloping feeling. When you're trying to find that feeling again, you actually feel it in the hand.
Oh. Okay. Oh, she's just gonna go and she's gonna jump on it.
Absolute trust. She's just like, yeah.
We'll see where this goes.
Fair enough. You mosey your way onto the hand, and after a moment, it like shifts and then slowly starts to go upwards and upwards and
She
upwards.
sits down and just tries to relax on the hand.
You can feel yourself going like literally 100 feet in the air, and it finally breaks the cloud layer, and you see a massive humanoid-ish figure looking at you. It's really hard to discern any type of features from this creature. It kind of has a nice roundish face, and the hand is obviously quite big, and you actually see some details in the hand, but everything else you kind of can't. And the person kind of like speaks to you. He says, "Ah, my friend." Very, very booming voice, and it's a kind of a slower one because like the voice waves kind of like take a while to travel because it's so big. But he just goes, "My friend."
Wow. She her eyes just go wide as a grin just breaks over her whole face, and she throws her hands up in the air, just like an exuberant freaking child in front of this. And she's like, "Oh my goodness, it's you, friend."
Yes, it is nice to see
Oh,
you again.
oh my goodness. How are you?
I am okay.
Oh,
Welcome to my plane. Well, what you can see.
oh, thank you so much. It looks so misty.
Yes. Unfortunately, I have to hide it. Otherwise, you would be eradicated. It's very
Oh,
sad.
oh, that is sad. It's okay though.
Yes. We must be in secrets. It's just booming out.
Her like moves with the wind, but she's
This
like
is
still
super
smiling.
cute.
But she's like still smiling as she like is just like utterly just slouching. Whoa, are you here like all the time?
Yes, this is how I find you. I was
Oh,
worried about you. I
oh
wanted to
no.
check up on you.
Oh, thank you. I'm okay though.
Oh, good. There's, dangers arising around. Other gods are missing. It's sad. You really cannot hear the difference in his vocal tones, by the way.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling sad. I should give you more pastries when I come back.
Pastries are nice, especially that cheese thing. Cake
Oh,
thing.
We knew it.
I knew it. Oh, I knew that was the best one.
It's very good. We don't have that cheese thing, cake thing here.
Oh, I shall get more of it next time and more variety.
Oh, good. The other gods would love it if they weren't probably dead.
Oh, are you lonely? She like bypassed that. Like, oh.
No, kinda. Not really. I have friends like you. You are
Oh.
good friend.
I'm so glad that you're my friend too.
I'm glad. We have many problems here, but I am peacekeeper, so I keep problems at bay.
Oh, that's so too bad. I would have asked if you could come with me. Then you wouldn't have to do all this.
I am always with you, forever and ever. One
Oh,
day
that's
you will
awesome.
die, and you will meet me again.
Oh, I love that.
But don't die too soon. Your life is good.
Oh, that is true. It is very nice. Thank you again for all of the blessings that I have.
Yes. He legitimately just kind of stops for a second.
Yeah, she just waits. She's just smiling.
Just the complete silence for a second that just goes, there's dangers. Do you know the dangers?
I'm not sure. What are they?
Oh. Again, he just kind of pauses. Looks like he's thinking.
She feels that.
He just kind of like starts up again. He's like, there's a danger. Something is trying to kill gods.
Oh no. Are they trying to kill you?
I don't know, but I was concerned about you.
Oh, thank you. I'm concerned about you too now.
Oh. I guess I should be concerned about me.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. She gives thumbs ups.
You can see its other hand slowly rising out of the mist as it does a massive thumbs up towards you.
What is this danger?
I don't know.
Hmm.
But it's dangerous, I think.
Does the necromancer and the bad energy, was that like that too?
A necromancer?
Yeah.
Like a kisser of necks? He kind of like looks. It looks like he's trying to look at his own neck, and his head like just kind of like bends and turn, and he just can't quite do it. He's like, that's how. No.
Oh, I don't know if they are or not. They could
Oh.
be. But no, they raise the dead.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were almost dead. Does that count?
No, I was fine.
Oh. I don't know. It might be a necromancer. Necromancer.
Oh,
You can,
good job.
I don't know if you can tell, but you might be able to tell, Rue specifically, that he's kind of slow.
Oh, it's okay. It's kindred.
But he just kind of looks here for a second. He's like, but they might be dangerous. there is a being who is doing something. And then we are kinda sad. And everyone around me is kinda worried. But then, well, they stay worried. No one's really happy here. But they could be. I'm happy here.
Oh, I'm glad you're happy here. Just one thing is being danger?
Probably.
Oh. Okay, I will. She gives thumbs up and says, I will go and look for the bad. And I will stop the bad.
The bad is bad. I think they're bad.
Oh.
You seem to have good companions. They're nice. Nice people.
I see so too. I think they're all very lovely.
Your friend with the clothes.
Clothes?
Yes. The one. You see he's legitimately struggling to think of, like, descriptive terms.
All you mortals look alike.
Yeah.
She like has this like animated face where it dumbs down to animation style to just like a stick figure with two dots in her mouth, and she gapes it, being like, "Is it Cyril? Is it Anya? Is it Dakota? Is it?" And starts listing out the names. Which
The
one?
one with the code.
Dakota?
Yes.
He has clothes.
Dakota.
Yeah. He does has clothes.
Yes. That one concerns me.
Oh no. Why?
He kind of like looks like to the side for a second. He has friend, I think. Mortal enemy. No. Presence.
Oh. Huh.
He has presence.
Well, that sounds good.
He seems sad. I'm not sure if it's good. It could be good. Maybe he likes being sad. Have you asked if he's sad?
Oh, I have not, but I will make sure to ask him.
Good. He might like being sad.
That's true, he might. Okay, so Dakota with clothes, I'll ask if he is sad, and he concerned for him?
Yes. Unless he likes being sad. Then he's
okay.
A-okay.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
You know, we should hang out like this more often.
We should. If only my friends wouldn't kill you. That would be sad.
Oh, not too quickly though, right? She does little snap fingers.
This is true.
Yeah.
If you die, they'll accept you.
Oh. That sounds good then.
One day. In the meantime, would you like my power? Well, not my power. You would die.
Oh.
You would explode. It'd be like a firework. That would be neat.
Oh. Sure. That'd be nice, I guess.
Nice. He kind of like looks at you for a second. How do I not kill you? He like moves his other hand above your head. And it's just like you're like in between both his hands, and he just pats your head.
She says so out loud first. She's like, well, you know, I really don't want more powers, but if you want to, you can go ahead.
Oh. Should I?
Do you want to?
You might die.
Level 3.
Yeah.
You
She makes it
might
through the campaign
die.
at level 3.
I don't want you to die early, and your friends seem like they are dangerous fellows.
Well, if it also helps out with people, I guess you can go
It
ahead.
would, I think.
Yeah, then that's fine.
Yay! And he just, like, you can feel his hand slowly coming down, and, like, the air pressure around you just, like, dramatically increases, and he just ever so slightly barely touches the top of your head with his other hand, and it just, like, gives you, like, the largest head pat of all time, and even that, you could still feel like compresses you just a little bit.
Well, she puts the little oof sound.
You can feel like some of the energy from his hand like moving through your whole body. You see him like slowly take his hand back. I tried not to kill you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you want some apple fritters?
Yes, I would love. What is that?
Apple fritters.
Oh. What's a fritter?
Oh, it's like the little pastry that says an apple in it, but I'm not sure how they do it. It's
Oh.
magic.
I do love food.
Oh. I'll put it on my list if I remember to write it down.
All right. And again, he just kind of stands there for a second, staring into nothingness. Oh, right. You need to go back home.
Oh.
I will miss
Right
you.
No. We need to do this again.
We do. I'll find a time, I
Uh-oh.
think.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
He again just holds you there for a second, just staring into nothingness. Oh! And then you snap awake.
Oh, she has a smile on her face.
Rue at all costs.
That was adorable.
She rolls over and just like tries to write in her notebook real fast. Apple fritters.
Apple fritters, apple
Apple
fritters.
fritter, apple fritter.
Does not remember why it's written there later.
Does Dakota like to be
Yeah.
sad?
I know. It's like quickly writing down Dakota. Sad? Question mark, question mark.
Oh, is he a sad boy? Let me check. Does he like to be sad? Let me check.
I just imagine she's just like laying down, snoring, and then all of a sudden, like one frame just snaps awake, just like practically tearing at the floor or more. Or just like snags the notebook and just starts scribbling up a storm.
Oh, yeah.
Most of you guys would probably be awake at this point, so you just see her like, book.
Must have been one heck of a dream.
Oh, yes. I don't want to forget.
All he is are weird tonight. Weird as heck.
For some reason, when you say that, I hear the whistling of a kettle.
Whistling of a what now?
Yes. If you listen carefully, it's calling a pot black.
Oh. I see how it is.
Who's calling the pot black?
A kettle? Probably.
We have one?
I wasn't aware.
Oh.
Ania is still laying in bed, but now she has like a hand on the stone next to her, and there's like colors forming on the stone as she just lays there. And none of you have seen her do this before, but she's just doing that.
Just spray painting the wall with her hand. Alright, well, while she's doing that, and the rest of you guys stare at each other in confused ways, because I cannot imagine any of this is not confusing to you guys, we're gonna go over to our final dream for the night. Kelmar's dream!
Yay.
And again,
Yay!
the moon carries, apparently. I did not mean to have the moon be in almost all these dreams, but it just kind of fits, so I just kind of had it. And most of the
Oh,
pictures already had the moon in there, so I was like, works.
It's a nice aesthetic.
Yeah.
oh,
It's
it could have been
fancy.
the big bad in the end. Just the moon was everywhere.
The
No.
moon
None of us would
comes
know.
down. Fucking
None of us
No,
would
that's
know
distorts.
that the moon was
Just
Just
everywhere.
Majora's Mask is the end game boss. Or no, not what was it? It was the moon of Majora's Mask is the end
I'm
game
hearing,
boss.
I'm hearing some type of music. Dude,
Sorry,
Boss
background noise in my.
music.
It's a background sound of my area. That's why I've been
Oh, no, you're
closing my
good.
door.
No,
oh
that
no,
was a
I was
joke.
saying like,
That
I
was
was
a
saying a
Majora's Mask joke.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
yeah.
Straight to God, if Delmar
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
gets picked up by fucking Santa Claus in this dream.
Ho ho ho, be.
One
Oh
horse
my
open
gosh.
sleigh. Whee!
Just
Alright.
like doesn't see Gelmar on the mountainside because silver scales. Those just practically barrels him over.
Well, so you head to bed after your last shift is done, and you've rested a little bit, but you haven't really been able to get to sleep in the last your full time doing everything. It's been a somewhat restless night for you, I would say, especially with the whole dragon cult and all that fun stuff. So it's been kind of a restless night. You're finally able to lay down. You're finally able to get some peace, and you finally fall asleep. And as you do, and darkness takes over, you have your eyes closed, and eventually you open them up. When you open them up, it's an incredibly familiar sight. In fact, it is a sight that you've seen thousands of times, if not many, many more. You wake up to the frigid cold of the mountain's winds that you're used to being home at. You're inside of the Iron Spire Peaks, up where the dwarves usually are. You're at the top of it, and it is a frigid area, but is honestly quite refreshing. This is definitely where you would call home. Long time ago. It is a clear night, and it is weirdly bright, way brighter than you ever remember nights on this mountain being. And the area is one that you recognize as well. It is an immense battleground, well worn from years of wear and tear. I had a
And I've probably hunted here countless times.
almost certainly you've hunted many times here. I'm trying to remember where our messages were. where that was in DM.
I think those were in DMs, yeah.
Ah, yes, there is. I use it as reference because I was like, oh, I need to keep tabs or something, so I'll use this as reference. But essentially, you're on the mountains, and you're overlooking the area, and after probably a few minutes of gathering your bearings and looking around the areas and stuff, you hear a stomping coming around, probably at the edge of one of these pillars. These pillars, by the way, are easily hundreds of feet tall. They're massive. Not as massive as the actual mountains around you, but they're huge. Probably actually more like 30 feet tall, but you get the point. They're huge. And but you see a creature kind of walking around the sides of them, and you recognize him. You recognize an old rival buddy of yours named Rhyme. He is. Let me pull out his picture real quick for you. A frost giant. He is humongous compared to you. I don't remember exactly how large frost giants usually are. I think what?
I'm pretty sure they're actually of the huge size category, as you said. Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds right.
So it's normal, large, huge. So 4 times. So
That is a 3x3 square in terms of how many panels it takes up.
so probably about 25-ish feet tall, I would say. Quite a bit larger than you. Just a humongous creature. And he looks down at you as you're doing whatever it is you're doing. I'm not sure what you'd be doing on this mountain exactly.
Probably he would have probably would have been just going for a walk, taking a look around the sites because old favorite location. And then just see it was just like, back up here to stir up the monsters again, are you, Rhyme?
Indeed. What name to use for you?
Gelmore.
Gilmore? Okay. I was trying to find that one here, but I was like, oh, there it is. Indeed, Gilmore. It is good to see you. Have you been putting your talents to the test? I do not see your companion with you.
If it was, oh, believe me, if she was easily available, I would have gladly brought her.
I see. It sounds like you're having some troubles.
Just looks down at his claw. It's just like, you don't say. Hey, understatement of a century.
Well, have you practiced without her?
As much as I can, he said, as staring back to the great axe on his back.
Indeed. It's been quite a while, my friend. Would you like to test your skills even further? Your magic-using friend is not here, so you might not win this time. He says it with a grin.
Don't seem likely you'd give me much choice, even if I said no. He just pulling the axe from his backside and getting into position.
It is good to see you remember the old ways. And he reaches behind him and pulls out this fucking 15-foot long greatsword off his back. And he like swings around his side. Prepare, boy.
Gosh darn, I can't even do English. Looks up, or doesn't even give him a response, just gives him a threatening growl, a stomp, and prepares for combat.
I like it. All right, feel free at that initiative.
If I could... I'm blind, I swear. Here we go.
Oof. I mean, not too bad.
So again, I'm assuming that I have no runes, just fighter abilities here.
Yep.
And probably racial abilities and the feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah, you have all
feet.
your stuff aside from let me double check real quick.
Subclass features?
More or less, yeah. You still have all your fire features, and you also have all of your arcane knight stuffs, all that stuff at the bottom there. You just do not have your gift to the metallic dragon, which I don't think would be very useful here either.
I mean, it's got good guard capabilities.
And then your 2 runes you wouldn't be able to use either. Aside from that, you have
3,
everything at
yeah.
your disposal.
Technically, Giant's Mind's it's tied to a rune as well, but that's also a subclass feature.
Oh yeah, right, Giant's Might. I forgot you had that. That one you're able to use. Specifically because the area you're in and the way you're training your head, you are able to use that one specifically. Also, because I think it's fucking cool. But that's because I'm crazy.
I guess I could technically pull it out. We don't technically have to describe what he looks like under that.
Yeah. You're welcome to describe it if you'd like, but you can also hide it if you'd like.
The rest of the party's not here to see it. I'm going to wait until they give me a reason to pull it out in the real world.
Fair. He would also let you do that before he takes his turn. Because he would be used to that.
Alrighty. Letting out a loud roar, raises his hands high as he is cloaked in a white light. Before he begins expanding in every direction, I become a large-sized creature. I trigger Giant's Might.
Very nice. Then you deal extra damage too. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't actually show the damn things. It annoys the crap out of me.
Yeah, should.
There was an easier way to do it before, but then they removed it. And I'm like, why? I don't understand. Oh well, doesn't matter. But yeah, so you gain advantage on strength saving throws and strength checks. And during each of your turns, when you deal attack with a weapon or unarmed strike, you deal an additional 1d6 damage to the target on hit. And I'll say you can, because of your specific background, it will either be additional slashing / bludgeoning or additional cold damage, your choice.
I mean, I think it would probably depend on which specific attack I'm using. I would imagine under most conditions, since it specifically calls for weapons, that would be slashing.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna start off his turn, which he is going to do with, let me just double check, these abilities real quick. Why do I only have 2 of them? Oh well, I'll just deal with 2. We're going to, yeah, he's just gonna swing. He's gonna swing his greatsword at you. See if it hits. 18.
That matches.
All right, he'll do half damage. All right, that's 7 damage. So he swings his greatsword at you, and you can feel the sheer air power around his blade as he's swinging at you. The force that's behind this weapon is obscene. Do you block it, or do you like run against your armor? What do you do?
I am going to be trying to counteract it with the gauntlet, yeah. Or at least throw it aside if I can.
Nice, nice. So you kind of grab out, you more or less swing your arm to the side as the gauntlet catches it, and as you turn with the blade and the gauntlet, your gauntlet slips a little bit and it slices past probably your cheek, cutting into it as it slams on by. And that will be his turn.
Giving a slightly annoyed hiss, he'll proceed to move it. He will move in.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll take an upward swing with the great axe.
Very nice.
Where is... That's why I can't find it. I'm looking in the wrong menu, dang it!
Done that so many times.
I think that's a miss.
That is, just barely. So you take a upward swing, I believe?
Yep.
All right, you swing upwards, and as you slammed his weapon to the side, he brings it back and actually like slams his blade downwards towards your weapon, which he's actually going to use his reaction in order to use riposte. As he looks at you, as he swings down his weapon into your axe, you can feel your axe like just stop completely as it hits. And he smiles at you and he goes, "Ah, my friend, you're missing a tactic here. When you swing upwards, don't go for their weapon." And like he pushes your weapon downwards and basically clocks you in the face. He's actually going to just do plus strength. Yeah, and he's actually only going to deal, we'll do D8 damage. Yeah, he basically pushes your weapon down, and while holding on to his greatsword with his left hand, he lets go of the handle with his right and just punches you in the face. Knocking you backwards.
Stumbling backwards before jamming the pommel of the great axe into the ground to right himself.
If you miss, hit again. And he just kind of stands there and he's gonna let you hit again.
You always did have a way of making our duels frustrating, he said. Is giving. Actually, this time, screw it. I was pushed back a bit. I'm actually going to pull out my lightning chain.
Ooh, okay.
Since that's technically magic.
I like that.
I will trigger Grasp of the Storm.
Okay.
It is technically a melee weapon attack, though, so rolling for Great Axe again.
Feel free. That will hit.
Out of nowhere, from the gauntlet, a chain materializes and quickly straps onto his waistline, and he pulls inward. From his position, he needs to make a strength saving throw, I believe.
Okay.
Or be pulled in my direction.
He's pulled in your direction?
And he will follow it up with the great 8-axe swing, as labeled here.
Very nice, very nice.
So, that will be standard damage plus a d6.
Mm-hmm.
Situation. 1d6. I guess. I guess that's how this works? Yes,
Probably.
that's how it works.
Oh. That'll work.
That one, however, was slamming hard, or was slamming downward.
Ooh, nice. So as you pull him towards you, and you like pull him towards you as the chain yanks him forwards, and you slam your axe downwards, and it slices a good chunk through his shoulder and some of his chest, as it pretty much like slides all the way through, and you do like the full spin too as you regain your footing, and he just starts bellowing a laugh. He just starts laughing like really, really hard as he then stands back up and rolls his shoulder. Ah, it's good to fight you again, my friend. It's been so long.
I suppose it has, hasn't it?
Indeed. He is going to use another one of his thingamabobs here. He is going to see if he can hit you. Do. Oh.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Hell yeah. Okay. He's gonna hit you, and then I'm not even gonna roll the dice. It's fine. He is going to make you do a strength saving throw. I believe the same DC as you have. 13?
So total 14 then?
I think so, yeah. 14. We'll go 14. Nice. That was specifically to try to disarm you, which unfortunately failed.
The axe is currently wedged in the ground anyway, so that's going to be tricky.
Yeah, so essentially you have the axe in the ground, and he lifts up his sword, and he literally flings it into the air as he walks towards you, and as it's coming down, and it's heavy too, he grabs it with the back, he grabs it with a reverse grip onto the sword handle, and using the weight and momentum of it falling, he slams it down into you, and specifically, he hits it into your handle, and bounces it off your handle, which makes a massive chip mark in your handle, and then slams it into your chest frame. Which is going to do... Does this do the critical I want it to? This is going to do a lot of damage, by the way. Just
yeah, no question.
Oh, that's so much damage.
Yeah, that's lights out immediately.
Jesus.
If you die in the dream, you die in real life.
Thankfully, no. I'm assuming that I did
Mhm.
start this battle with my previous HP total, not the new level up total, right?
You would do the new level up HP.
Oh!
Yeah.
How much extra would that be? I recalculated my HP down specifically for this fight.
Your HP...
Okay, I'm just gonna... My max HP is 71. I already took out the 7 from his previous hit, as well as the damage I took from his unarmed strike.
Yeah, which I think was a total of 11 damage. So you should be at 60, so you'd have 10 health left.
Gotcha.
You could, as he slams his blade into your chest, and I mean, it almost doesn't feel like it's slicing at this point. It just feels like a solid hunk of metal just slammed into your chest, probably breaking several ribs. As you like skirt on backwards, your grip on your axe though, immaculate, as it drags the axe with you several, maybe 20 feet backwards, And then he laughs as he flips his blade into the air and then sheaths it behind him. Ah, good fight, sir.
You've been practicing, though I suppose I can't say I'm surprised.
Indeed. And you've gotten slower. Have you gotten old, man?
Oh, you wish. Ish, I suppose, he said, as letting his size revert back to normal.
Well, it's good to see you. Your training still needs work, but you are doing much better.
Yeah, but we both already knew that. Can only continue pressing forward.
Indeed.
The next day, the you build is stronger than yesterday's.
Well, my friend, if you wish to be better than you were yesterday, how about I give you some tips?
Well, with the peak I have in front of me, I can't really decline, can I?
He nods as he walks over to you and grabs your axe, and in his hands it's a fucking child's toy. But he sets your body and he puts the axe in your hands and he grabs out his sword and puts his sword under it and he goes, "All right, from this position, don't try hitting the sword. Hit me." It seems like a really stupid sentence as he says it, but when you're in that position and you think about it, you realize a very often thing that you tend to do is you tend to whack the blade out of the way so that you can get closer to them. It's a very handy tactic. But what he did, especially with his his critical hit move, is that he used the sheer weight of his sword to bounce off your blade and go straight for you. He used your sword not as something that he wanted to hit, but something he wanted to go through, essentially, because he was aiming for you. And that idea hadn't really occurred properly to you because it's really hard for you to get that mindset of the blade is an obstacle, not an opponent, basically. Which is a really neat thing for you to start kind of processing.
With a small grin, he just says, "Darn shame. Would have been fun to be able to smash the opposing force's weapon."
Well, that's where my second technique comes in. He lifts his blade up and he just grabs your axe. Just straight up grabs it and moves it out of the way. Just like pulling it out of your hands. I call it disarming. And he just like kind of buries your handle into the ground. And he just goes, when you need to really get to your opponent, move their weapon.
I suppose I haven't been focusing enough on that technique.
Indeed. But it's good to see you again. You've been gone for quite some time now.
Yeah, what's it been, like a year?
Something along those lines. Are you doing okay?
Yeah, aside from the situation with my disappearing sister, I suppose I found myself in good company elsewhere out there.
Well, that is good to hear. In terms of your sister, I've been hearing rumors. Many, many rumors flying by from the, what are the giant skin called? The race.
I've just been referring to them as giantkin. Technically speaking, they don't really have an organized species name.
No, the ones with tattoos.
The Goliaths?
Thank you, Goliaths. I just could not get their name for the life of me. But he kind of like folds his arms and he's like, the Goliaths have been speaking whispers that they've learned from the dwarves, and the dwarves have learned from the others. And whispers go as whispers are, and who knows what's correct, but... Well, they've been saying that the hooded folks are wandering around trying to capture creatures. We don't know what they're doing exactly, but... Well, if they've stolen your sister, I can't imagine that'd be much of a good thing, eh?
No, I've been trying to pursue them for basically the entire time I've been away.
I see. Well,
But with
he
the
kind of like puts a massive hand on your shoulder. I wish you best of luck, and if you're ever back up here, seek me again. I wish to train with you, but if you ever need advice, come to me, my friend.
Well, I suppose it would be a bit disrespectful to find myself up there and not come your way. By the way, how did you contact me in my dreams?
Oh, I have no idea. I wander these plains every night, just to see if I can get a glimpse of the passion that we had one night, of clashing steel and burning flames. Yeah, unfortunately, the spell of your sister's fireball, well, it took me a week to regrow those fine beard hairs. Kind of like rubs his beard.
Ha! And I was thinking the part that gave you more trouble was the mirror images.
Well, seeing your sister multiple times is not really that much of a problem for me, you know?
Just take strong senses.
Yeah. But, I travel across those lands most nights, and, well, I just saw you, and I figured you were back here.
Unfortunately, not for the moment, and I'd imagine not for a while longer.
Well, hopefully you have learned something from this encounter, my friend, and, well, next time I see you, I hope to battle you again. It's not every day you get to fight a creature such as yourself.
For the mutual improvement of either side, that is the point of battle.
Indeed. Killing you would be such a shame, my friend. But heal well, rest well, and as always, do remember, if you die, scream Valhalla's name.
As well as every other, and as well as curse the name of those who felled me, to every underworld's name I can think of.
Now you got it.
But until the day comes that our blades cross again, I look forward to our next meeting, he says, giving him a more respectful bow, probably for the first time ever, and then turning around and starting to trudge back off into the mountainsides.
He smiles and he gives you like he bows his head towards you as you walk away. You've never actually seen him bow his head before. You don't really know the cultural reason he would do so, but you assume it's out of respect. But he just kind of bows his head to you, and as you wander across the wayside for a couple of minutes, it takes just a moment, and the refreshing air passes through you until finally you wake up again. And then we move back to the appropriate scene.
I would imagine over the course of most of his dream, everyone's been hearing him growling.
Yeah, everyone's kind of sort of awake at this point. Gilmore's the last one to kind of take a nap and slowly wake up. As everyone's just kind of sitting around, talking with each other, you just see Gilmore like twitching, growling, and snarling, and moving slightly.
Dakota's still cleaning his gun. He's just like, do we need to talk about something, y'all? Are we all right here?
At the very least, probably a bit better than when I went to sleep, he said, as looking over at the probably already cast aside axe.
Mm-hmm. The axe is a little bit to your side, yeah. You will notice you do have that notch in your axe, in the handle.
Still? Even after the dream?
Yep.
Holy crap.
Also, you have a large mark on your scales under your jacket.
It's a good thing you didn't die.
He's just looking across the marks. It's just like, how the actual crap.
One weird thing for you is, you notice it's not a scar and it's not a wound. It's more like a really, really, really intense bruise that is slowly healing even as you look at it.
I'm never going to understand how that man does this. As he said, he mutters to himself, standing back up. And
I
putting
love
away
the
equipment.
idea that everyone is looking at you and you just like lift your shirt and you look down at your own chest.
Oh no, I wouldn't even remove that. And to be fair, the shirt's technically based on Brigandine armor. It's basically a chest piece. It's not really something you can just lift up and down.
Ah, fair. Like pull it away. But yeah.
I just imagine it just like catch the bottom of it, like the base of the collarbone or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you guys all wake up, or all are awake. Good lord, don't ever try saying that. And you guys are just kind of sitting around. It's more or less a circle. It is still cloudy outside. You guys can hear the rain has lightened up quite a bit. So the area that you guys are in is pretty much only lit up by the torches around you. Most of the area is kind of dry-ish that's near you. Where the water was hitting is obviously quite wet. But generally speaking, it's very quiet. It's very, very, very quiet in here, aside from Dakota cleaning his gun.
Wiping gun noises.
Where Ania is, the flecks of color on the wall she's touching have now like. So the wall is not changing color. It's more like the bits of stone and dirt that are in the wall because it's so aged. And there's like this fragmented picture of a really like of a very like ethereal tree. Like golden and white. And she's just doing that and she hasn't moved or looked around much at all. So that's where she is.
I didn't
Rue
know
is
you.
gonna get up,
Mm-hmm.
and then she goes and makes a little like she's looking around, but she's trying to make it not obvious. She's focused on something. And she like moves around and then plops down right beside Dakota. She looks at
Howdy,
Dakota.
miss. Something on your mind, miss?
With very large eyes, she looks at you. Says, "Are you sad?"
No.
Roll insight check.
Insight versus deception or persuasion.
I mean, I guess Dakota wouldn't describe himself as sad. I
I'm
guess
gonna roll.
it's more
Let's.
like
Well, it's deception or persuasion if Dakota's lying.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's not technically lying. He just has no idea what she's asking right now.
Probably roll persuasion then.
Yeah.
You fail so
Ooh.
hard.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh my god, how much? Oh, sorry. I thought I read 19 for a second there. I was like, how'd you get 19 from 5? I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, no. Rue, you can tell he's being very honest when he says no. However, you can also tell he's sad. He's very sad.
Her face scrunches up, and it's just like the childish form of disbelief. What would make you happy? An apple fritter?
I mean, that'd be nice, but where is this coming from?
I was with my friend in the dream, and he said you were very sad, and it made
Your-
him concerned.
Your friend?
Yeah,
Like
my friend.
your friend? Like he points upwards.
Mm-hmm. she does a little nod. Mm-hmm.
You met him in your dream?
It was really him, or it.
He kind of thinks for a moment. Did your friend say anything else about me?
You wore clothes, but I think that's pretty obvious.
I should sure hope so. Why would he think I would... Did your friend mention anyone else? Like I don't know, my patron or something? How does he know me? How does he?
No, I don't think he said. He says that there was other gods that were, I think, in danger or kind of concerned. But he was just saying for you that you had clothes and that you were sad.
Well, don't. There's not too much to worry about on that end. I'm totally fine. But yeah, I'm not sure where that's. I mean, I did see my patron in my dream, so maybe there's something weird about this night. Hey, hey, miss. He looks over at Ania.
Ania looks over.
I'm assuming you saw something weird in your dreams too?
She taps the tree painting.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured.
No,
Did you?
pretty tree.
Yeah, I wasn't aware you painted.
What was that?
Painted? Question mark.
Ania looks back at the tree and finally starts talking. I do know how to paint, but I was not able to do this, as far as I know, before I woke up. And then I don't have painting supplies. They're really expensive, actually. So I was just thinking about it with my hand on the wall, and it did that. So now I can?
Oh, you can paint anywhere. That's awesome.
That is
don't need-
pretty.
Go ahead.
That is pretty neat, but also vaguely concerning. So did you just see like the unfathomable universe or whatnot in your dream, or?
Sort of. A big star dragon talked to me.
Big star dragon.
Yeah, it was the dragon constellation. I got to talk to the stars, and I don't think you're supposed to talk to the stars like that.
No. Alright. So, you saw your friend, and your friend asked strange and concerning questions about me. I saw, my patron, who said things. You saw stars. What did the rest of you see?
As
Sir?
you look over the group as you say that, you just see Gelmar just kind of standing up, slowly walking over to a corner, trying desperately to be quiet.
And very poorly at that.
It's very noticeable.
Perception. You can't hide from me.
I mean, even your passive is above it of the roll. You see him.
I do not comment.
Just see him slipping directly behind like one of the pillars. That's basically all.
Mm-hmm.
From that immediate check, that's basically all you see him doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I imagine Dakota just like sees like Gelmar over there. It's just like thinks about it for a second. It's just like, so what'd you see, sir? If you're willing.
Hi, Miru. You're doing your 24-hour stream, aren't you? Why are you here? Do your stream.
Gelmar just assumes he's not talking to him and just takes a seat and gets to work on his project.
Is everything okay, Gelmar?
Just slowly, he tilts his head out of the gap. Is everything okay? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm talking to you.
Everything's fine.
You're trying very hard not to take up any space.
I don't follow, he says.
I was just asking what everybody saw in their dreams last night.
I had a one-on-one with an old rival.
Oh,
Before
Was
just
this
like
the-
going back to position and just hear him pulling his boots off.
was this rival a god? You got god rivals, sir?
No.
Oh. Okay. What'd you see, Cyril, sir?
Like as Dakota turns to Cyril, he's like folding up the paper and putting it into his poncho. You know what? I had the most delightful day. It was sunshine and roses.
Do you have sunshine and roses? That's awesome.
It was delightful.
Ania could insight check, but she won't.
Do you believe him, Dakota?
I'm actually thinking about it. Hold
Ania doesn't believe him, but she also doesn't care right now.
I'm trying to think about
Which is actually
how
what he's going
Dakota-
to use as cover. He's gonna just like he's gonna start going over to Ania all concerned. Are you? You seem shaken. Is everything? Is everything okay with the? Do I recognize this tree?
Only from myths. The tree itself is a symbol you've seen
Okay.
hundreds of thousands of times. Not quite this detailed, but the symbolism of the tree is something that you've known from hundreds of different tales throughout the years. This could be Yggdrasil, the tree of life, tree of everything. It could be just normal tree, or it could be various other symbolisms. But the most likely one that you would immediately associate with a giant, endless, glowing tree would be Yggdrasil, the tree of the universe, basically.
Tree of life. I think. No.
Is
that-
everything
that's-
okay here? Were you actually standing at the base of the world tree?
Ania will look up and seem to calm down a little bit. And she'll look back at the painting and I don't think I was at the base of it. I was floating. It was with stars, but I saw something behind the tree. It was, I think, another dragon, and she winces as she says it. But even trying to look at it really hurt, and I think it was really bad. And I think I don't know if the tree was sick, but I think everything around the tree was slowly getting sick. But not because of the tree, because of the dragon. The other dragon.
Which other dragon?
I was talking to a star dragon, and he was very good. And I think he gave me this power and more powers. But when I looked at the tree, there was another dragon. I couldn't really see it because even trying to look at it hurt me. And that dragon that hurt me, I think, was making things sick.
The knight told me about tree that I had to find. Is there any connection that Dakota can draw here?
No. I mean, you look at this magical glowing tree, and all you were told is that it was an elder tree inside of the Glycine field that you had to go to, one of the oldest and largest in the forest. So it really depends on if you would look at this glowing magical tree and go, "Are you ancient?"
I mean, kind of.
There you go. There's a connection.
Hey, speaking of trees, does anyone know anything about a tree in the Elysian Fields?
Listening
Like
Glade.
an old Elysian Glade. Yes, I know maps.
The Elysian what?
The Elysian Fields.
Glade.
Glades. Sorry.
History check.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna roll. I'm just gonna say Gilmar probably knows nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
Ania, Cyril, and Sapphire would actually all roll history for this one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Because you guys aren't very
My
often
thing's going
in the
slow.
Elven Forest, but you guys do have a lot of information about the area.
Ooh, with my enormous +1 or +0.
13's not bad.
I just want to check something.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Sapphire, are you able to roll? Oh, good. Very nice. Okay.
Hey, look at me go.
Hey, we actually got some average rolls for once. And so, hell yeah, Mirror, or see you in a bit. But yeah, so with those rolls, you guys vaguely know this area. You guys do not spend a lot of time in the Elysian Glade, or the, oh my, is it the Elysian Glade? I think it is. Let me double check that. I really shouldn't make my names so close to one another. Yeah, Elysian Glade and the Viridian Fields. That's it. So you guys don't spend a lot of time in the Elysian Glade. Just don't call it the Glade, because elves don't really let people in there, as I've mentioned a few times now, with the exception of other elves, generally speaking, druids, and adventuring parties that are being guided to the kingdom. That's pretty much the only exceptions. You can wander in there, but it's also noted as being exceptionally dangerous as well, being in this forest, because there are a lot of different monsters here. It's usually free reign for most creatures because it's not watched over very often. Aside from like, we're watching, make sure that your entire creature line doesn't die in 100 years, basically. So what you guys do know is that in that area, it is one large forest. It's a bunch of different trees, obviously, but the entire area is one forest. All the different trees are just branches off of the first tree that was ever planted there. It is considered to be the elder tree. And it is also considered to actually be magical as well. No one really knows where it came from originally. People often have speculations that God placed down that tree for the first time to give this constant life. There's also various other stories or ideas that people have had over the last couple centuries about why that tree is there. But basically, that tree grew and it spread, and every one of its different spreads is just another giant tree, making up the entire forest. No one knows where it is exactly, except for the elves, because it is very magical. It is very important to the elves in that it is one of the places that most druids go to, too. And Nia, you would actually know the general location where it is, because it is a place that a lot of different druid groves go to when they're on pilgrimages in order to kind of establish themselves as usually moon druids do this, but a couple other sub ones do this too, which I don't remember what they're called. Land druids. Land druids do this as well, and so do shepherd druids. Those three druid circles tend to go over there, and you hear some bits and pieces from that every now and again. You don't know its exact location, but you know that it's roughly speaking. Hold on. Is roughly speaking to the south of Star Shadow Kingdom.
Got it.
I like to think that, like, as Dakota, like, asks about it and, like, actually thinks about it, he suddenly just has this, like, expression go over him. And he's like, oh, right, that's where the Elysian Glade was. Forgot.
So what was the exact question again that Dakota had asked? Was it about the tree specifically?
Yeah,
just
it was
Elysian
about,
Glade?
like, it just, like, does anyone know about, like, a super old tree in the Elysian Glade?
Ania will look over Dakota, and instead of answering, she just goes, "Why?"
He hesitates for a moment. He's like, well, you know the whole dreams thing? Well, I, saw my benefactor in my dream. And he said that I had to go over to this tree and do things. Shoot people, mostly.
Well, that's
That
the
is a
most dubious dream I've heard so far.
that is
Is
a
there
very
something
convincing.
wrong at the?
What was that, Neo?
Ania was just gonna say,
That is a very bad way to convince someone to answer your question.
Yeah,
is-
that's fair.
What is wrong at the Elder?
What's wrong with the elder tree?
Right.
Hold on, actually, remind me, out of character, remind me what the specifics of the night's thing
I
was.
believe they said Dakota. He said there is a power rising below the tree. Some kind of creature from the Shadow Realm seeks entrance, and the Yuan-Ti are helping them. Seeks entrance into the material plane, I should say. And the Yuan-Ti are helping them. He is disgusted by their attempts and requires you to end it. That's the gist of what he said.
Okay. Alright, so basically, there's a creature from the Shadow Realm, the Shadow Place, that's trying to get into this plane. And the Yuan-Ti, they're like snake people or something, right? They're trying to get the creature out of there, so I gotta shoot him.
Ania is now sitting up and has Dakota has her full attention.
So you need to go to the Elder Tree to banish them back to the Shadow Realm?
So is the Elder
Something
Tree like a
like.
holy space or something like that?
Well, the Elder Tree is basically the first tree that was said to have been in the Elven Forest entirely. All the other trees in the Elven Forest are offshoots of that tree. No one really knows the exact location, but druids sometimes take pilgrimages to it because it's very significant.
Still kind of sounds like they're demanding he engage in violence in a place of peace.
Yeah, he's never exactly been the sacred type.
That is in the Elysian Glade, though. It would be very hard to get there. Elves tend to be, speaking from experience, elves tend to be very secretive of that sort of stuff. No, even I don't know exactly where the tree is.
Yeah, I'm familiar. He didn't really give specific instructions. Did he give me a deadline?
Nope.
Yeah.
He just said
Didn't
they're
really.
trying to get there, and he needs you to stop them.
Ania will lean over and look to Sapphire and say,
Did you see anything? Did you have a dream too?
I talked to the moon.
Ooh.
Sounds
Did the moon
pretty.
say anything?
Just that they need my help making a decision on which side is right.
Which sides?
They didn't. She didn't go into specifics.
No, that's difficult.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll figure that out.
yeah. I'm hoping so.
And Ania will look up to Cyril again and be like, what did you actually dream about? Like, just straight up.
I know you're lying, bitch.
Dakota just like looks at Ania and Cyril with like wide eyes, like, oh, you actually said it. Oh no.
Oh my god. Cyril's kind of got his hand tucked under his poncho. Suffice to say, I have a good reason to head to the Elysian Glade myself, although not specifically the Elder Tree.
You're not going to the kingdom, are you?
I need to find the nearest port.
Oh. We going on a water adventure?
I suppose it does no good to be vague about this. He pulls the paper out and he lays it out for everyone to see. There is something on this
Somethings.
ship, and it's that metal that it's this image of a. It's pretty clear that it's a boat, but it's also pretty clear that it's made out of metal, which I imagine Gelmar would be super interested in. But
Gelmar's over the corner.
Yeah, he's actually away from the group. You can probably hear him scraping on something.
Mm-hmm.
Ania will pause for a second and look at the paper, look back to Cyril like,
Wait, did you already have this on you?
no, this was given to me.
In the dream?
Let's just say that I have made promises to a very powerful individual.
Dakota pats himself down to see if he got anything from the dream, like kind of panicked, like.
You did not know.
What's
Checks
this about?
inside his bag.
Bringing items back from one's dreams?
I have something I must hunt. It lives on this ship. And there's not too many ports in this continent.
Mm.
And if we're going to go and visit the World Tree, then I suppose starting at the port of the Elysian Glade would be the best option. And clearing what sounds like pests.
and Ania will speak up like,
I think I hate this ship.
Fair enough.
As you look at Ania, I mean, obviously the metal doesn't mesh well with you, I would say. Just
Mesh.
especially having been raised, yeah, mesh. Especially having been raised with the druids for so long. Most metal won't concern you too much. Obviously, you don't like wearing it, but it's not too concerning. This, you've seen the size of boats. You trying to imagine a normal sized boat made entirely of metal shivers down your body. It's just plain uncomfortable, the idea of so much metal in one place. But there's also something secondary to that as well. You have something in the back of your head, which is just looking at the boat as a concept makes you deeply uncomfortable.
I'm glad I clocked it right.
Something has been let loose, from what I have been told. 7 somethings.
Nia will perk up.
Oh, the Star Dragon also mentioned 7 somethings to me.
Did he not?
Hmm.
Well, this creature that lives on this ship is one of those 7 somethings.
Oh.
But what kind of a creature or on its own lives on a ship?
Well, I was not given a detailed description, but this creature is not one that can be cut, from what I was told.
Both games didn't quite catch. Sorry.
This creature is not one that can be cut, so much as hard to describe. So much as overcome. This creature's focus will be on our minds.
All right, leader.
So we can't hurt it with conventional weapons, and its primary means of attacking us is through our minds. Well, that's already unnerving.
Which could mean that it would be better for only one of us to go,
Absolutely not.
and
That
then
sounds
the
pretty
rest,
bad.
and then the rest follow afterwards.
Why?
Honestly, I'm hoping that one person by themselves can overcome it much easier than the 6 of us potentially being turned against each other with illusions and confusion.
But if it's just one of you, it seems like they could just as well make you its puppet.
Right. And 5 on 1, you could easily overwhelm me.
5 on 1 doesn't seem like what we'd be dealing with. And that 1 still is one that we don't exactly have the desire to overcome, I would imagine.
Or you could just sink the ship.
That's true. Any ship can go down with a couple bullets, man.
I
I
don't think this is one of those types of ships.
I don't think so either. Do you see how big it is? It's very
I
big.
was drinking when you said sink the ship. I nearly choked.
No, I think that's a good
Of course,
idea.
we could show this. We could show this to someone in the Middle District and back in Haven.
What's exactly wrong with this ship anyway? He said, as pulling back on the boot. Aside from it's where the monster lives, he says, as you can hear him, what sounds like reattaching the metal plates on the bottom of it.
It's metal.
He just gives a wide, and he just turns around, staring towards her, confused.
Hammer in one hand, tongs in the other. Excuse me?
Metal? We can smith it.
A full metal ship? That seems like the sort of thing a dwarf would adore.
Perhaps if we overcome this creature, you can bring it home as a trophy.
The entire ship.
That would be one That would be one mighty wonderful achievement. He just says you can just see him with a claws just staring absentmindedly at the ceiling.
He clings the tongs a little bit in his hand, ting ting, as you should.
Yep.
I can
And
steal.
the dragon, when he spoke of the seven somethings, did he give you a target?
She will think for a little bit, trying to like remember and such, and she'll like slowly like half mutter to herself.
They did mention something about the sea, but something living in the sea. I can't tell if that was because the seven were. So I think there's something above the seven that the dragon mentioned. The one who waits, I believe, was the wording. But
Maybe
they,
they're all just talking about the same one?
I believe I got the impression the one who waits was above the seven, and that trying to target the one who waits would be extremely bad to do. Although I wouldn't say the dragon gave me a target as much as information.
Based on context clues, Sin.
Mm-hmm.
Based on context clues, am I getting a pretty good idea on who the one who waits is?
You can send me a DM. I would be legitimately shocked if you got it. At least at the moment. But feel free to send me a DM about who you think it is, and I'll say yes or no.
As he scritches and changes his whole story. Shit.
Write down. Fuck.
Oh, fuck you, it's right. Fuck. Cyril dies.
Fuck you, how
Anyway.
dare you? Fucking bombs fall from the ceiling, the entire ceiling explodes, kills all of you in a second. You.
I knew too much.
Alright, so what's the plan here?
It sounds like.
I think the plan should be to find the guy who ran away first and deliver our quest back.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Above game, wasn't there still an active storm going on?
It has died down to a degree, but it's still like heavy rain, just not pounding. I will say, Cyril, no, actually. From context clues, maybe. You would definitely have that train of thought in your head. It's very possible. You don't know what creature did that. You have an idea what the creature was, but you really don't. Because you only saw it for a little bit. And then this creature that she's describing, the one who waits, kind of sounds like it, honestly. It kind of sounds very similar, I would say. But yeah, you feel like there's a difference between the two of them, because the one who waits above the seven, probably not the same as the one that you encountered. But it could be.
Okay.
Definitely be running through your mind, that's for sure. Sorry, continue.
No matter what we decide, we should still. I think getting all that information at once, I still need to process everything I was told or saw. I think it would probably help to just continue what we were doing, and then once we turn it in, then we could decide where to go after we have all processed the information.
All right, that sounds good.
We do have
Yeah.
a whole week to walk back to Haven anyway.
Yeah. Figure out this quest, and then do stuff in the glades. Not linger too much in there. Gets dangerous over there.
No idea.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Alright.
I don't want to forget all that just happened. She's just writing down everything. All of us should process this all very, very well.
Oh,
Did
God.
anyone else hear anything
We
of
were
note
going
that they
to
want to
read.
share?
What was that, Nia?
Does anyone else have anything they'd want to share that they saw or heard?
Not particularly. Gelmar says, finally standing back up again, grabbing a couple of the stray stones and beginning to start carving out his runes for the day.
Is there like a hitch in his step at all? Like, are we seeing any like physical results of him getting his ass handed to him by a giant?
No, maybe not, other than probably the indention on his axe, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm. Your breathing would be slightly hindered, not exceptionally, but you would have slight. You would have a slight hitch in your breathing, but I'm not sure if most folks would catch that.
I mean, they could perception or something like that. If
That
they
is true.
actually have a reason to feel like they need to check for that.
Mm-hmm.
In game, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Nia is going to look at her necklace for a little while, her little star globe. And
Mhm.
she's just gonna watch it as she looks at the rain occasionally.
Nice. The rain has definitely slowed down quite a bit. It's now it's a pretty heavy rain still. But it's not like backbreaking. It's just a really bad rainstorm. You guys are able to walk out there. You guys know it would definitely be a little bit slower, but especially with Sapphire's help, it really wouldn't be that much of an issue. It would just be really cold and kind of annoying the entire walk.
And we're heading back to town, right?
I think so. Does Cyril and Gelmar, because they're the ones most interested, I assume, do they want to find the traces of the guy who ran? Also, there was that locate object, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Traces, I would
We
love to
long rest, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to do my long rest.
Traces I would love to search for, but above game, I'm imagining I would find nothing short of a max roll. Short of a nat 20.
I don't even know if in nat 20 because of the heavy rain from the night.
Yeah, I was
before.
gonna say, I'm pretty sure most evidence of their trail will be wiped away.
Yeah.
From the
I mean, there could
landscape
be
getting
stuff in
softened.
here that might lead you in like an idea of where they might have gone, but they seemed pretty close to chest with all the stuff that they had. They didn't seem to like to leave things behind, so
There wasn't like a map sewn into the cloak from the guy that we took off of him.
no, but I will say the cloak that you guys have is extremely nice fabric. It's really, really nice. And it also, like, it's about the size of Dakota. Like, it covers as much as Dakota's poncho does, if not more.
Yeah.
Sin, real quick. For Cosmic Omen, it just says to roll a die and to see if it's even or odds. Do I roll like D2, D20? Does it matter as long as it's even number?
Probably, yeah, I think it's any. I would probably roll D6 just because that's what we're most used to.
Right.
But it can really be any. Oh, it says to roll D6 and add
does
number.
it?
Oh.
No, that's a different one.
Oh, yeah, it's different one. So roll a die. Yeah, so I would just do a D6. Make it easier for you.
Cool.
But yeah, you guys, I mean, that's a really nice outfit. Well, it's not an outfit, but it's a really nice, it's basically like a blanket cloak that you have around you. I'm assuming you guys are just kind of storing in one of your backpacks or something.
I'm imagining Gelmar's holding on to it.
Okay. It's very nice. You could wear it if you really wanted to.
So we have an idea then what direction they went because Sapphire and Nia told us.
South.
Yeah, footsteps
we got
leading
like
to the south.
one footstep.
Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot to the south, but there were a couple, especially in the papers that you had, that led south as well. The village is to your west.
They had to have gotten further than 1,000 feet by now.
Hmm.
Well, they were stuck by the rain as well. And
Unless
he
they're
was very badly hurt.
Unless they're really that desperate to collect whatever it is they're looking for.
Who
Oh
are
yeah,
you?
do we have those scrolls that we can see? Maybe that will help us also with finding this dude.
No, Ania does have the scrolls. Does Rue ask that? Or
Oh yeah.
okay. So Ania will take out 3 scrolls and sort of just hold them out, sort of like offering them to anyone who wants them. And she'll say, "I looked at these before going to bed last night. And for the spells, like, is it like fine just to say the names?
Oh yeah, you
I
guys
know
would
what the
recognize
spells
most
do?
names.
Like, would I know what the spells do even if I
I would say for mechanical reasons, probably.
Okay.
For story reasons, most likely you would know. You would have at least heard of most of these. Anything
No, I
that's,
mean, like,
huh?
Like, are the scrolls just like, here's the name, here's what the spell does in the scroll itself?
More or less, a little bit more shorthanded, but it gives you a very
Mhm.
basic explanation of them. Very, very very shorthand, just to make it so you don't accidentally use the wrong one.
So this one is Lightning Bolt. This one is Scorching Ray. And this one is, I think it says the Arms of Hadar. If anyone would like any of these, you're free to take it.
I had to look at those up.
Welcome to the stream, Fading. Nice to see you.
Spell?
Is Hadar exactly strong?
Arms of Hadar. Let's see. You invoke the power, a dark hunger. Tendrils of dark energy erupt from you and batter all creatures 10 feet of you. Each creature in that area must make a strength saving throw. Failed save, it takes 2d6 necrotic damage and can't take reactions until the next turn. On a successful save, they take half damage.
Ania sort of holds that out to Dakota.
Oh.
Oh, but didn't they
why
get
not?
something? They got a dagger already.
She moves it to hold it out to Cyril instead.
Oh. Oh. I mean, I picked up one of those Dar spells. I think my patron gave it to me. Oh, it's a lot more, terrifying and kind of gross.
Is Hadar a strong being?
Probably.
Perhaps it would
Got a
Stronger
lot of
than-
tentacles.
Perhaps it would be worth trying to face him.
Ooh.
Face him?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, I will take. Oh damn. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna say. Oh damn. Okay, so lightning bolt though. What the fuck, dude? You just gave this to us.
It's one
100.
use though.
Yeah, 100 feet long, 5 feet wide. Each creature must make a dex saving throw. Each creature. A creature takes 86 lightning damage on a failed. It takes half on a successful one.
Yep.
8d6.
The fun part is if you angle it wrong and you hit your teammates.
Oh,
Yeah.
she makes a gimme please little sign.
She will offer lightning bolt.
Yay!
Oh,
There
I'm
you
so
go.
concerned when
I
you
would
use that.
actually rather. I think I would actually rather you keep the Arms of Hadar scroll, Ania.
It's gross, though.
So was nearly dying.
Mm.
And this is a way out of a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
Scorching ray.
She will look at it and consider, but she does not seem happy about it. But she is considering.
Table again. Second.
Last one, it's scorching ray. You create
Yes.
3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range.
I
You
mean,
can hurl
it's
them
basically
at one
3
target.
fire bullets.
Yeah. On target, a target takes 2d6. So 3 rays of fire. Is it 2d6 each or 2d6 total?
2d6 each.
Okay. Oh, that's nice too.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever wants that. Whoever doesn't have anything.
Pew pew, motherfucker.
And Nia will slowly pocket the Arms of Hadar spell.
Nice. And then, considering it's ranged, Scorching Ray could probably be very useful for Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Lightning bolt. I like it. Yay.
We're so happy when you use that and you accidentally hit Dakota.
No.
She's gonna somehow
I'll bring her
pull
back
it
to
off
life.
where
It's
she's gonna
okay. I'll
line
bring
up,
you
like,
back.
8 people.
Why are you so obsessed with the prospect of us catching each other on our AoEs?
So fun.
Oh.
What was that, Zero?
She's gonna figure out a way to line up like 3 or 4 major bad guys in a row and just like pow, 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 pow.
I'm so excited for that ever happening. I 100% hope that you line up the bad guys and you fucking snipe them, cause God, that just means I can just throw bigger guys at you.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
if
goodness.
they roll natural ones,
Oh God, they'd be fucking roasted, man.
Dang, maybe it was a good thing that I took a double team.
It's gonna be great.
Oh no, that just means that I can get command an ally to shove an enemy over as a bonus action.
Ooh, okay.
Or shove
Nice.
them from a further distance away.
Mm-hmm. That line up really nicely, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you guys all kind of gather up your stuff. What
I was gonna
is
ask-
your plan?
I was gonna ask if Sapphire would have spoken up about the Scorching Ray. Like, does Sapphire want it?
You there, Sapphire?
She is muted.
Mm.
Yeah,
there
I'm
you
here.
you are.
Sorry.
There we go.
You're good.
Did you hear
What
what we
was
were
the
saying with the
question?
Scorching Ray? So Ania's handing out spell scrolls, and one of them is Scorching Ray, which is like a ranged triple fire bullet attack. And would Sapphire be interested in that one at all?
Yeah,
Ania
Hell
would
yeah.
definitely.
Ania, hell yeah. Ania would hand it over to her if she expressed interest. So you now have a Scorching Ray scroll at your disposal.
Nice, nice.
Awesome.
Do we just like
Mhm.
import the item, like whatever level that it is, like a spell
Yeah.
scroll, and then just like delete it after
Pretty
we
much,
use
yeah.
it? Okay.
Just import
Yes.
it to your sheet, and then you just mark it as like one off or whatever have you, and then just get rid of it later.
What is
It's
the
always nice to
obsession with
keep.
the cats in this frickin' table? 1 second. Ah.
So,
Mhm.
do we think we have a chance at catching our escapee?
We can try. I have the spell.
I believe it would be at least worth to spend a little bit of time to see if we can find any evidence of their presence.
Actually, I have a suggestion.
Yes.
So we can either try to locate it here, or we can try to locate it back at town, or both.
Oh.
Do you think there's a chance they might have escaped to town? I don't know if there's another town in close enough to hide from the storm with.
I hate to admit how much sense it makes that the town would absolutely welcome them.
They don't have to be welcome if they're sneaky enough.
Apparently, he's black. Seemed to be pretty skilled with keeping to the shadows up until we openly clarified that we knew he was there.
Perhaps we should check the town. We can go check in on Fluffy again.
Fluffy, the sweet bean horse.
Perhaps Joran will visit the barn.
We need to go and collect him anyway. If we're on our way out of town anyway, as it is.
Okay,
Man.
to town.
What'd you say, Cyril?
To town it is.
All right.
Cool. So you guys kind of step outside. It is raining, and it's really unpleasant being outside, but it's really not as bad as some of the stuff that you guys have dealt with in the past. It's a hard rain. It's kind of cold. Probably about 60 some degrees or so. So it's definitely soaking into your clothes, just right down to the bone within like probably 5 minutes of walking. For some of the heavier duty clothing, like Sapphires, it takes a little bit longer to kind of get through everything. But most of you guys are used to walking probably through difficult terrain. Just bad weather, bad situations, usually the heat, I would imagine, but the wind, the rain, not too awful for most of you, with probably the exception of Ania, because this is not something she's particularly used to, so she's probably getting the worst of it. And Dakota probably as well. You two would both be having a very similarly awful time.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure out like which direction the rain is going, and Ania is going to position herself behind Cyril regarding which direction the rain is coming from, just unabashedly.
That definitely helps a lot. It's still very awful feeling for sure, but that definitely helps quite a bit. The chill of the rain is still getting to you all for the most part. But yeah, Dakota, you've gone through some pretty crappy weather conditions, but you're not used to walking for miles through rain, so this is kind of shitty for you.
Yeah. Okay, I get that.
So when Ania is trying to get behind Cyril, knowing how wet the ground is and everything, he's actually going to try and sort of slyly move to her side and just sort of hold his poncho out over in front of her.
Aww.
She accepts this.
Super cute. Yeah. You're bracing the wind, the rain, the weather with a giant man by your side, and it's nice. It's still cold, but very nice. But eventually, after a while, I won't consider this difficult terrain because Sapphire is with you guys, and she specifically is built for this kind of weather, for this kind of terrain. And so she pretty much immediately takes the lead, I would imagine, and then just kind of follows the path of least resistance, basically. So you guys make excellent time. You guys make really, really good time back to town. By the time you guys get back to town, which is this map, it's probably around getting close to sundown. Or actually, no, you guys spent 8 hours. Shit, on. I had to do math now. Yeah, you guys probably got to that tower at like noonish, 1 o'clock-ish. And so that whole situation will occur within 8 hours. So it's about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock-ish. So the sun's down. Has been for a little bit now. As you guys walk in, most of the buildings are closed. Most of the windows are fully shut. Everything's kind of quiet. The inn still has a few lights burning. A little bit of commotion still inside there, but mostly it's dark. And the barn seems to be closed and locked up for the night. Probably out of habit for bandits and stuff.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Do we want to try? Go ahead.
I was just asking, like, so when we were over at the barn, we like looked around for like footprints and stuff like that.
It's just mud. It's just a bunch of mud around the area. Mud, dirt, cobble.
It would have been nice to find like some familiar footprints or something. Maybe that would have helped.
And let's not forget all the oversized puddles.
Yeah.
Ania will speak up and be like, "You could try casting the locate spell now to Rue."
I do so.
Okay, let me double check the wording on that real quick. Where is it? Locate object. There you are. Yeah, so you would attempt to use it. I'll let you keep the spell slot, because effectively you can feel it spreading outwards, and then the spell just kind of fails. And when it does that, you can feel it's definitely not within 1,000 feet of you.
No, it's not within 1,000 feet of me right now.
Darn.
So they likely passed over the town.
Next time.
Biggest shame I've heard all day.
We'll cut his feet off next time. He won't be dead.
What is it with you
someone else
brutal...
carrying him?
What is it with you and brutal torture?
It's not torture. I'm simply making sure he can't run away because I'm not supposed to kill him.
I kind of want insight.
It's a hell of a workaround. Feel free.
Yeah, that checks.
That's fair. Either persuasion or deception, depending on whether or not your character would feel like they're lying. 0.
He is absolutely telling the truth. He'd rather just kill him.
Well, there you go. So roll persuasion check real quick.
Just to see if it like...
No. You kind of believe him. Yeah. No, he was told not to kill. That's his alternative.
I understand that you don't want blades at the back, but I still don't quite understand why you're this insistent on killing someone. And killing this man, especially at this point.
There are certain rules. Once they are broken, that person has forfeited their life. And there are other rules that once they are broken, that person is no longer a person. This is the first one.
The first one is just shrugging.
That
He very clearly did. He very clearly
that person has forfeited their life.
Ania will.
As in, he actively told you to kill him because he prefers that to being imprisoned.
No.
Ania will speak up and act as translator. And Cyril is saying that the man's done something terrible, so his life is forfeit. However, I don't. And she looks up at Cyril. Is like, what did he even do in your eyes?
According to Gelmar, he's a kidnapper.
He's associated with an organization of kidnappers. I have no idea as to whether or not he himself is guilty of it.
And you will nod.
But he is definitely the best bit of information as to where the others have went.
Like I said, I'm not supposed to kill him.
But we still don't even know if he's been with the organization long enough to commit any sort of crime.
Are we near
if we
the
had
stable?
the time.
What was that, Nia?
Are we near the stable?
Yeah, you guys are right next to it.
Okay, Nia will start to look for the stable hand while they're still talking.
Rules say that if we
Or
had more
waxing
time, we could have
What was that, Ru?
could have stayed at the place to see if we had the time. We could have stayed at the tower maybe to see if they would come back. Since apparently this town has issues with that all the time. Besides, I feel like the energy probably didn't disperse over there.
Do you mean the energy that the necromancer was giving off, or whatever madness made this? He just says thumbing towards the clouds.
Probably both. Who knows? I know we had to go to the boat and the Elysian Glade, but there's also that weird tower still being weird.
I suppose. Still ashamed to trudge all the way back down now that we're all the way here, though. Then again, I suppose our examination also isn't quite finished.
As you guys are talking, and Ania kind of moves around, she does see a torch being held by someone walking towards you guys. And she walks towards Ania specifically. And you can see that is the farmhand, Alice, I believe her name was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're back.
Hello. Were things okay here? Did any strangers come up while we were gone?
Not that I can think of. You were only gone for half a day, so... Or, yeah, 8 hours, and then probably near 1, so... Yeah, about half a day or so. You only gone for about half a day. I don't think we've had any strangers come on by. Some of the... she kind of, like, looks around a little bit, and she's like, some of the townsfolk are... guess acting a little bit more weary than we're used to, but they're probably on guard because of you all passing. No offense meant to you.
None taken. How was this storm natural to you?
It's a little bit uncommon to have such a powerful monsoon fly by, but I mean, it's good for the crops.
Nia will nod. And she'll elaborate, like she has no reason not to. She'll elaborate like,
we think the storm was caused by some bad people over by the watchtower.
Oh. Are you all right?
We got a bit banged up. A few of them escaped, though.
Ah.
They weren't bandits, though.
Oh? That's
and
odd.
Nia will... She'll look over to, like, where the watchtower is, you know, like the direction. She'll be like,
I don't know exactly what group they're a part of, but they definitely were not bandits. I think they might be worse than that, but it was only a very small group. I believe 2 got away. So do be careful.
Well, we'll keep that in mind, thank you. And we're usually wary around strangers anyways, so we'll try to make sure that no one comes in who's dangerous.
And she'll look back to the others.
Can I check to see how the plants are doing? Because I want to, like, just around, because I know that the rain was kind of weird. Can I just see if, like, any plants were like damaged or something with like magical stuff or necromancy stuff.
You can tell around you that it was a really strong wind. Really strong wind. So some of the branches of trees that like weren't 100% steady, they have been like snapped off. A couple of them have landed like on the roofs of some of the houses, which is just kind of further adding to the pile of stuff that needs to be repaired. There's even some roots and stuff of small bushes and things around you that have just been ripped up out of the ground from the sheer force of the wind. But for the most part, it's just wind damages, water damages, and there's like one spot that looks like lightning may have struck it. But aside from that, pretty much nothing magical value anyways.
Oh. Alice is still here, right? She didn't leave yet?
No, she's just staying there.
Okay. Is this usual, or?
A storm like this isn't really that usual, especially in the middle of summer. We're used to the drought coming in, which is why we harvest around this time as well. It's because once the drought really starts in, then the plants tend to come out a little bit easier, and then we have stuff for when we have no harvest. We're not really used to it raining so hard, especially right now. This is usually one of the hottest times of the year for us. We were expecting like next week or the week after to have some really heavy rainfall, but this month it's really unusual.
Oh. And is this the only month that it's been weird that it's been a monsoon like this, or has this perhaps happened other years?
Every few years, it gets pushed back a couple weeks or so. The monsoons push down, or they get we have it a couple weeks after. The harvest is never quite consistent, I would say. But we haven't had a rainstorm like this in probably 5 or 6 years now.
Thank you.
Rick, you said it was like you said it was dark out. It was basically nighttime right now.
Yeah, it's around midnight-ish.
I don't suppose the sheriff would be awake right now.
Yeah, he sleeps there, so he's usually up if we need him. Most folks, they take their problems to the tavern if it's this late, and then they wait until morning to talk to him. But if it's something of urgency, we can go over. I can bring you there.
It's kind of urgent.
Suppose, yes.
Yeah. We have to turn in our quest before we head back to Haven and ask further questions. I also have a question for the sheriff before we go.
Of course. Come with me. And she just kind of turns around and starts walking. And you guys do notice, even with her small demeanor, she does walk with a purpose. Every step that she takes is a pretty, like, I don't know how to describe it properly. She walks with a purpose. Like she walks like someone who's a foot taller than her.
No, like she's heading to class. She knows how to go.
Dun, 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 dun. But you guys do get to the door of the sheriff's house as you guys are walking there. Ania specifically, your perception keys you off to something. Roll me a perception check. Everyone else doesn't notice this.
Oh, I hope my eyes are special enough for this. Let's see. Let me just give me a sec. It's a little bit slow for some reason today. Perception. There it is.
Ooh. Okay. With that 12, something feels weird to you. As you're watching her move, she one arm's holding the torch, right? The other arm is kind of around her waist. Sometimes she moves up to her bicep, or she kind of has her arm down. It's just normal people moving their arm to a place that's comfortable for them. The thing that you notice is every now and again, you see her fingers twitch as she's like putting on her shoulder. She twitches. It almost kind of looks like she's scratching at like bug bites or something. But at least from what you can see, because it only takes a few minutes for you guys to see the sheriff's house, her hands just kind of twitch whenever she's moving her hand to a different spot on her body.
Ania is gonna walk, so she's like more alongside, and she's gonna speak up. It's like,
how's our horse Ruffy doing?
Oh, Fluffy's doing fantastic. He's such a sweet horse. I've never really dealt with one like him before. He's so gentle and so nice. He doesn't seem to like the hay as much as the oats, though.
Ania will nod and seem to chill out after that.
Fair enough. You guys get to the house fairly quickly, and as you guys knock on the door, it takes a few moments. You guys hear some stuff inside, just like general cursing, before you hear like the floor creaking as he walks up to him. He opens up the door. The man looks tired. The sheriff looks very tired. He has his sword just kind of like in his right hand, reverse gripped, as he's opening up the door, and he's just like,
news.
Huh?
Good news, Sheriff.
Howdy, Sheriff.
If you're good news, ain't there? You got me thick-ass T-bone ribs. I don't know. Some guy pulling chains. Ain't good news.
Well, we don't have ribs and nobody's in chains. But
shit.
But it would seem that your problem was more than bandits, but we took care of it.
You did you? In half a day?
Mostly.
A necromancer on the roof, and two ultimately nefarious individuals who unfortunately retreat the location.
You fought a necromancer. You lot.
I would imagine that's what was with the undead behemoth.
Why don't we take
And
this
the ghouls.
discussion inside? And he's just going to sort of usher everyone. Like he's not even differentiating. He's like ushering the entire party plus Alice into this poor man's house.
all right.
Yeah, okay. And you see a sheriff just like, this is going to be a long night. As he just kind of walks into what is effectively his kitchen.
Just imagining Dakota with just like those like puppy dog eyes as you push him out of the sheriff's office.
No, we're going into the sheriff's office.
Oh.
Yeah. The door closes behind Joel, and he goes over to probably make himself and only himself coffee, and or whatever would count as coffee in this. We're just gonna say it's coffee in this time period because I don't care. Coffee, the number one import from every location and export from every location, because I can. But that is where we're going to end it for tonight, because I have to have dinner here soon. So we'll end that for tonight, and as always, thank you guys for joining me. This is a fantastic time, and hopefully you guys are like really intrigued by everything going on. Knows a lot of information the last two weeks, but hopefully it's like really pulling you guys in. That's what I'm hoping for, what I'm excited by. And there's so many plot threads that you guys can be pulling at right now. But I do want to say, you guys are in an area, kind of in terms of the plot line of sorts, where you guys can really choose where to go. you guys don't really technically have a time limit on anything you guys are doing necessarily. Obviously, you have reasonable time limits. If there is a danger underneath the magical tree, a year is going to be too long, obviously. But you guys don't technically have any time limits right now, so you guys can play around and figure out what you guys want to do as you guys go on through. I will say that you guys are able to journey if you guys wish to. If you guys want to go to the orc area, feel free to let me know. If you guys are interested in seeing the mountains or the goblin area, I have a lot of stuff planned. I have a lot of stuff that I'm planning, and I love to hear what you guys are interested in, what you guys are thinking. And as always, I really hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm having a hell of a time doing this.
Heck yeah.
And of course, thank you viewers for watching. If you guys are interested in this content or in similar content, we do this stream every single week on Fridays at 6 p.m. PST. With exceptions if life decides to come up and beat us in the face. Although if that happens, we'll let you guys know in our Discord, which you guys can see in our socials there. You guys can also see our website and various other places, including our VODs. And if you guys want to see the rest of this series, feel free to go check out Tables of Tartarus on YouTube. That's where we're going to be playing all of our series, as Twitch only holds 2 weeks of it at a time. So if you guys want to get caught up, kind of figure out who these people are, what they're doing, feel free to check that out. Always happy to see you guys. And then we're also going to shout out Storyestry right now, because we love having her here. There you are.
Hello.
And we're going to do a raid, because my friend Miraku is doing a 24-hour stream right now. I hope this is the right command. She's doing a 24-hour stream, so we're going to go ahead and go and support her, so feel free to copy that stuff. If you guys are subbed, copy the first. If you guys are not subbed, copy the second. I know, she is absolutely insane, but we're going to be playing Terraria later. I think in like an hour and a half or so. I'm not going to be streaming it, but I am going to be on her channel. So if you guys are interested in watching a Australian VTuber with strawberry milk playing Five Nights at Freddy's 4 in the dark in a 24-hour celebration, feel free to pop on by with this raid. Yes, she is an Aussie. She is so sweet. She's a wonderful human being. So we're going to pop over and do a raid with her. If you guys are interested, feel free to join. Feel free to do the raid message. And we'll see all of you fine folks either on Storystream tomorrow or on our next stream on Sunday. All right, bye guys.
Have a good one.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.